2.6 Resolution of Vectors. In this topic, we will learn about components of a vector. The method of dividing a vector into two or more vectors is called resolution of vectors. And the resolved parts are called components of the vector. Suppose this is a box and you are pushing this box along this direction and your brother is pushing this box along this direction. If you stop your force, then the box will travel along the direction of your brother, and if your brother stops his force, then the box will travel in this direction. Now, if both of you apply your forces simultaneously, what will happen? The box will travel along the direction of the diagonal of this parallelogram or of this rectangle. Now, force along the direction of this diagonal is the resultant force. If we divide this force R into two vectors, that is, this direction is horizontal and this direction is vertical. If we divide this R vector in two vectors, horizontal and vertical, then we get the two components of the vector R. So the horizontal part of this vector is called the horizontal component, and the vertical part of this R vector is called the vertical component. So a vector can be divided into two components, that is horizontal component and vertical component. So according to our explanation, the method of dividing a vector into two or more, we can divide a vector into two or more components. In this case, we have shown only two vectors, horizontal and vertical. The resolved parts are called components of the vector. Now moving on to our next topic. This is a rectangle. The vertices are O, A, B, C. OB is the diagonal. Now the diagonal is the resultant of the two vectors x and y. Let the angle between x vector and r vector is alpha. Now from triangle OAB we get OA divided by OB equals to cos alpha, or OA equals to OB cos alpha, or x equals to r cos alpha. So the horizontal component of vector r is r cos alpha. Since x is the horizontal component of vector r, therefore r cos alpha is also the horizontal component of vector r. In this case, we can get the horizontal component of vector r by multiplying cos alpha with the vector r. And what is the value of alpha here? Alpha is the angle between vector r and vector x. Again, from the triangle OAB we get AB divided by OB equals to sin alpha. AB equals to OB sin alpha. AB is denoted by y equals to r sin alpha. Since y is the vertical component of vector r, r sin alpha will also be the vertical component of vector r. We have learned resolution of two vectors which are acting at an angle 90 degree with each other. Now we will learn the resolution of two vectors when they are acting at an angle less than 90 degree. In this case, the vertices of the parallelogram are OA, CB. OA is denoted by x vector, OB is denoted by y vector. The opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal, so we can say AC is also y vector. Now we draw the diagonal which will denote the magnitude and direction of the resultant, which is r. Let the angle between the vector r and the vector x is alpha, and the angle between the vector y and the vector r is beta. In this case, while doing the resolution of the vectors, the horizontal component will be x equals to r sine beta divided by sine alpha plus beta, and the vertical component will be y equals to r sine alpha divided by sine alpha plus beta. These values can be found out easily by following the previous process. So in this way we can resolve a vector into two components or more than two components. In physics, This basic theory is needed in many mathematical problems. So this is a very important topic in physics.